Hi, good morning everybody. Welcome to today ninth biology. So regarding ninth biology, the first chapter is cell, its structure and functions. Apart from this chapter, already in the previous videos, we have already learned about the typical plant cell and animal cell diagram and the labeling and the differences between the plant cell and the animal cell and the basic components of cell like cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus and nucleus layer. So till now what we have to discuss, it is similar to that 8th class first chapter, cell the basic unit of life. But the thing is, here we have to enhance our knowledge through that other important concept of the cell is called as cell organelles. So cell organelles are nothing but usually the minute particles which are represented in a cytoplasm. It is plays a vital role for a specific function of the cell. The cell plays different functions. So cells diversity already we learned in that 8th class. So we are having a different type of cells for different functions. How it is possible? Because of the different type of cell organelles. So today we are going to discuss about these cell organelles in a detailed manner. So first of all, let me know about what do you mean by cell organelles. Cell is a basic unit of life. Organelles means it's a minute particles which are floating on the cell cytoplasm. So usually this is called as the plasma membrane. This is a typical animal cell. So if we have to represent these typical animals in a circular shaped structure, these are having three basic components. Plasma membrane is the outer membrane, cytoplasm is the fluid filled portion, nucleus is the center of the cell which are having some genetic material. This already we have completed in the previous videos. So today we are going to discuss about cell organelles, means the organelles which are floating in the cytoplasm and it having its own significance for each cell organelle. So the organelles which are present in cytoplasm, the organelles which are present in a cytoplasm, for example like mitochondria, these are called as cell organelles and plays a vital role for different functions of a cell is called as cell organelles. So how many cell organelles are usually present in a typical plant cell or animal cell means total 7 cell organelles are there. So these 7 cell organelles like this, for example mitochondria, plastids, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex, lysosomes and vacuoles. So usually these 7 cell organelles are present in a typical cell. I mean that some are they may be missed in that typical animal cell. For example, say plastids are absent in the typical animal cell. It is usually present in the typical plant cell. And lysosomes are present in the animal cell. So some may be present in a typical plant cell, some may be present in a typical animal cell. But the thing is, the total cell organelles are the given list is 7. We have to learn that each and every one in a detailed manner. So the first and the foremost thing is mitochondria. See, coming to this diagrammatic representation, this is the hypothetical diagram of mitochondria because mitochondria is a very minute particle. Very minute particle. The length of the mitochondria is just 2 to 8 microns and the width is just half micron. Only half micron width and 2 to 8 microns length. So the mitochondria, when we have to observe under the electronic microscope, the powerful high magnification of electronic microscope, then only it should be appears like just a disc shape or a cylindrical shape or that is in a oval shape. So these are the, sometimes it may be appears in a small dart-like structure also. So usually the mitochondria appears in different shapes through electronic microscope only. Actually, it is the size of 1 by 1/50th of nucleus. Nucleus itself very small part of the cell, but the size of the mitochondria is 1 by 1/50th size of nucleus. The number of each plant cell or animal cell of mitochondria nearly 100 to 150. 100 to 150 number in each cell of mitochondria present in either it is a plant cell or a animal cell. Next, mitochondria structure, when we have to observe, it is just like a boat or a disc shaped structure. It is having only 4 layers. The outermost layer is called as a outer membrane. The inner membrane, double membraned cell organelle. Outer membrane, this is the outer membrane, this is the inner membrane. Inner membrane is having some foldings, protrudes to inner side. So these foldings are called as cristae. So between these cristae, the matter which is present is called as a matrix. So once again I repeat, mitochondria is having only 4 layers. That is called as a outer membrane, outer protection, inner membrane, which are having some inner foldings. So between these 2 cristae, the matter which is present is called as a matrix. So in this matrix, elementary particles and DNA filament. So these elementary particles and the DNA filament is present in the matrix. Cristae is nothing but inner foldings. So inner layer, this is called as a outer layer. So this is the brief, the labeling parts of mitochondria. Actually, the discovery or the history of mitochondria is a very interesting thing. In 1857, by the famous physiologist like Albert von Kolliker, was discovered the first time in mitochondria, but he called that it is an other name. Later, the coin that it is called as a bioblast. Means usually in a cell it is just like a germs, means like minute germs like structure, by Richard Altman in 1886. After 12 years it was renamed as the mitochondria by Carl Benda. I mean that after 12 years, in the sense 1886 to 12 years means 1898. So actually the mitochondria was discovered by Carl Benda. The name was given by Carl Benda. But the first time it was discovered by Albert von Kolliker. But it was famous and popularized by Carl Benda because he given the name of mitochondria. But mitochondria is well popularized by other name of powerhouses of the cell. Powerhouses of the cell. Why the mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell means because the mitochondria is the cell organelle, which involves in the cellular respiration. Cellular respiration means the respiration which occurs in the cell is called as a cellular respiration. What is meant by respiration? Respiration is nothing but the oxidation of food materials and release the energy in the form of ATP. Apart from that, carbon dioxide and the water vapor as a byproduct. So this is called as a respiration. The respiration which occurs in the cell level is called as a cellular respiration. Here what will happen, we can discuss it. Actually, this is the topic of 10th class, 2nd chapter, respiration topic. There we have to learn in a detail, but we have to learn this time in a brief account. That is nothing but, see, actually glucose, amino acids, proteins and enzymes, hormones, water, these are the fluids which is essential to each and every cell that should be transported by transport system or circulatory system like blood and blood vessels to each and every cell. Here the glucose is nothing but C6H12O6. The glucose formula is C6H12O6. So these 6 carbons are breakdown into 3 carbons plus 3 carbons. One of the carbon is released into the atmosphere by the carbon dioxide. Combined with oxygen, this carbon is formed the carbon dioxide. Then the rest of the carbons like 2 carbons plus 2 carbons, these 4 carbons are entered into mitochondria with the help of another acetyl coenzyme help. So these 4 carbons are entered into mitochondria. Then the carbon energy it should be stored in the form of ATP. So ATP is nothing but adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate, usually it is called as a cell currency. So due to cellular respiration, the energy should be stored and released and should be stored in the form of ATP in the mitochondria. So that's why mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Next, another important concept of this cell organelles, it should be very clear with the organisms are mainly 2 kinds based on the membrane bound cell organelles. membrane bound cell organelles and membrane bound nuclei. Based on the membrane bound cell organelles and membrane bound nucleus, the organisms are mainly two types. First one is prokaryotes, the second one eukaryotes. So pro means first, karyotes means nucleus. These are the primitive organisms which are having a primitive nucleus, means it's not a well organized nucleus. The cells that do not have the nuclear membrane, the cells which do not have the nuclear membrane is called as a prokaryotes. Pro means first or previous, karyotes means nucleus. So for example here the organisms like cyanobacteria or blue-green algae, this is the best examples of prokaryotes. These are the primitive organisms which do not have nuclear membrane, and also they are having only 70 S type of ribosomes. Here S in the sense Sedberg, these are the units of the ribosomes. The less type of, the small type of only 70 S type of ribosomes are present in these prokaryotes. Why the 70 S type of ribosomes are present means because the ribosomes are nothing but membrane-less cell organelles. So the well membraned bounded cell organelles and the 80S type of ribosomes with well organized nucleus with the double nuclear membrane, these organisms are called as eukaryotes. Eu means real or well defined, prominent, distinct nucleus is present in the eukaryotes. The best examples of eukaryotes are plant cells and animal cells. So typical plant cell and animal cells are the best examples of eukaryotes with the 80S type of ribosomes. 80S type of ribosomes. Then we can go to the lab activity of this mitochondria. It's a very simple lab activity. See, for this lab activity we can start with we have to start with this activity like onion peel. Already this onion peel which we have to separate it from the onion, and we have to observe under the microscope, and we can represent in the diagram also completed in the previous lab activity. So the same procedure here also we can follow. Let us take one onion and we have to cut down the onion, and we have to take the onion peel, and we should require another important reagent for this lab activity is Janus green bee solution. Janus green bee solution. How to make this Janus green bee solution means, see, for example, take a 200 ml of Janus green bee in a beaker and add 100 ml of water. This is called as a fresh Janus green bee solution. This we have to take in a beaker, and we have to pour some of the solution in a watch glass, and we should place some small piece of onion peel in this watch glass, leave them for half an hour. Afterwards we can remove the onion peel and wash thoroughly with the tap water. Afterwards we can place on the glass plate and cover with the cover slip. When we observe the specimen or onion peel under the microscope with high magnification, it should be appears in a green color, small dot-like appearance. This is called as mitochondria. When we observe under the electron microscope, it should be somewhat in a greater size. But when we see that under compound microscope, so the small dot-like structure appears. This is nothing but mitochondria. It should be appear in a green in color because we used the Janus green bee solution. So this Janus green bee, why should we add to that onion peel means when we are adding this Janus green bee, the green color should be stained to the onion peel. Then the total onion peel is appears or resembles to the just like a green in color. So this is one of the most important cell organelle which is usually present in both plant cell and animal cell. Mainly for both plant cell and animal cell, mitochondria helps in the energy synthesis in the form of ATP. So adenosine triphosphate is called as cell currency. Our currency is like rupees. So cell requires the energy in the form of energy currency in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So mitochondria is well popularized or renamed as the powerhouses of the cell. Powerhouses of the cell. Thank you. Next video we are going to learn about the rest of the cell organelles in a order, in a detailed manner. Thank you. Sorry,